All right, our thanks again to Sam Amick for joining us in our last segment. For those of you on YouTube, look who we have here. Dave Deuce Mason from the Kings broadcast team, TV, radio, Deuce and Mo podcast. Good morning, Deuce.
Hi, J. Ross. I'm sorry I don't have my mic connected. It wouldn't work with StreamYard. So sorry, you have to hear me on my MacBook audio microphone.
It sounds good. Sounds good.
Oh, do you like the music that Chris came back with?
That I was actually playing that. That wasn't Chris.
Yeah, who was it? Whose theme was that?
It was your theme. It's your guy. You know, your guy.
I'm better than you. And you know it.
I know all the wrestling guys. I just didn't want to give it up. Yes. How are you, Deuce?
I'm good, Jay. How are you?
I'm good. I'm anxious for the last portion of this Kings schedule. I know you appreciate the grind too. Oh, you actually went to you didn't take the break. You went to All-Star Weekend. Did you have a good time in the Bay?
It was fun. I mean, look, we can nitpick the events all day long, and I could definitely do that. It was just, I think for me, it was like, who cares? Like, I've never been to All-Star Weekend. The slam dunk contest was fun. It was just fun to see how the production is, to meet people, see fans from all over the world. So, obviously, like, they need to change a lot of stuff, but I still had fun.
As one of the best dunkers I know, remember a time when Dave Deuce Mason used to make videos of you dunking, daily dunk, Deuce's daily dunk. How would you do against McClung in a dunk-off?
Dude, that guy is insane. And I understand, like, the whole, like, he's played 3 NBA games and he's won 3 dunk contests. It's not ideal. But if you had Mac McClung in there and you had more names around him, I don't have a problem with it. Like, I'm not going to hate on the guy who has single-handedly made the dunk contest interesting over the last few years. That's not about him. It's about the others who refuse to do it. It's crazy that LeBron James has never done a dunk contest, you know? Like, I think, you know, when you see the aftermath on social media, when you have all these players talking about, ooh, maybe I'll do it. Like LaVine said something, Giannis. It's like, I hope they do it. I hope this inspires it, because the weekend is about having the best of the best out there. And it's no disrespect to some of the guys who are in it, but dude, I'm sorry. The casual NBA fan is not getting juiced for Modest Buzelis or Andre Jackson in the dunk contest. You need some household names.
And then the way they performed, too. They were not great. But McClung was. But to your point, Deuce, you're right. LaVine said it. I saw an interview with Gordon. I was like, yeah, I may have something. I've got some stuff left. And Giannis even mentioned it, like you said. Like, if we somehow out of all of that get some version of those guys coming back in, then that's a win for next year.
Yeah, and I think that's what the NBA has to figure out. Is like, how do we make All-Star Weekend feel big again? Yeah. You know? Yeah, I think we all grew up loving it. There needs to be some tweaks. And I know other sports, like, they just get rid of it eventually. I don't want it to go that route, but I think the league needs to not only, like, I think it's on the players too, but I think it's on the league. Like, maybe All-Star break needs to be a little longer so the guys who participate have a few extra days before the season starts again. It seems like with how busy that weekend is, I've seen all these players are at multiple events, or community events, or at parties. They got to practice. They got this appearance. And then by the time Sunday hits, the game is there and everyone's ready to leave. And so I think the league can do a better job of, like, structuring it too.
I'm glad you went because you got to experience it. And I would say this, my belief, I went to 2 years ago, and I think the whole thing about it is, yeah, we all watch the games, the Saturday night, the Friday night. All of that is what we get to see as fans at home. But to me, Deuce, I don't know if you felt this way. It is about what you said, the events, the parties, the just being practice. You're just around so many different NBA people, different organizations, the highest of the level. Like, to me, that's what the All-Star Weekend experience is about.
Oh, for sure. I just want it to be more watchable, like the game itself. You know, I think that's how I look at it. Get rid of the skills challenge. What is the skills challenge now? Like, you got guys like plotting to find they're trying to find ways to cheat.
Right.
Like, what? You're trying to find the flaws in the game? This is a skills challenge. So I'd say get rid of the skills challenge. Make the dunk contest better. 3-point contest. How do you not have Steph and Dame and Clay in it this year? There's just missed opportunities. So it's a good opportunity for the league to, like, sit back and kind of reflect on what changes have to happen.
All right, Deuce, let's talk Kings. How do they, in this final 27, maximize what they've got? This is their roster. We now know that. There's no mystery. Doug Christie's the coach. This is their players. These are the guys they have. What can they do in the final 27 that best suits this group going forward?
I think it's going to have to be like offensively, can they find some sort of cohesiveness? I don't think we've seen the best version of LaVine yet. Malik has not played well since the trade. And I think that's something that we haven't talked enough about. I think there was so much thought, Malik's going to run the show and it's going to be great because he's having an awesome year. De'Aaron took a lot of pressure off of him in that regard. Not that LaVine can't, but LaVine's new to this, right? So, like, De'Aaron's ability to handle the ball and be a threat without the ball, like, that took a lot of pressure off Malik. Well, defenses are keying in on Malik. They're taking away the Malik and Sabonis two-man action. And, the guys are still trying to get to know each other. So I'm hoping for them that they can get a couple of days of practice in and build something, build a better understanding, and just also getting away from the game for a few days might have been good for these guys emotionally, thinking about what they've gone through the last 2 months with Mike Brown being fired, the De'Aaron Fox rumors, the trades, and then adjusting, being on the road. Like, there's been a lot that they've had to try to overcome. But I think if this team's going to have success, it's going to be like they're going to be awesome offensively. Defensively, I just think it's going to be challenging. They have leaned so much into this starting five as being kind of an offensive team where someone like Keon Ellis is maybe not getting the minutes he should because they're trying to pick or choose. Like, all right, do we go DeRozan here? Do we go LaVine? It feels like they're going to lean toward the offensive guys. And I think with that, you're going to see some inconsistencies. To me, this group looks like a team that's probably primed to be, 41-41.
Yeah, on that defensive side, you're right. Keon's their best defensive player. Keegan, too. But Keon, I feel like LaRavia, Valanciunas with his presence, maybe even Fultz, who knows, or Trey Lyles. Like, a lot of their better defensive players are coming off the bench. How does Doug kind of work that in? You just brought it up, but that's been the challenge of getting someone like a two-way guy of Keon in, but not losing LaVine, DeRozan, Monk, Murray, kind of that group. How does he do it?
Yeah, it's tough, but I think the one way you can start is like the stars just play fewer minutes. Like, you don't need to play these guys 37, 38, 39 minutes. And I know sometimes in close games you want to lean into the starters. They can put it away. But I think there's got to be a better balance. Keon, he means so much to this team, especially considering, like you just said, they don't have a ton of great defensive players. And I think it becomes problematic when teams look at you and go, all right, we can hunt DeRozan, we can hunt LaVine, a little bit of Malik. Oh, and Sabonis isn't great rim protector. That puts you in some tough spots. It doesn't take away from what that group can do offensively. They could be really good offensively. But I think you got to lean into these bench guys a little bit and make sure they're getting legitimate run and they can build some chemistry too. I think come closing time, I think sometimes you're going to have to make some tough decisions. I think Doug has shown at times since the deadline to make some tough ones where he's taken DeMar DeRozan out in the final minute. DeRozan didn't look happy, but who cares? Like, to me, it's about winning games. Like, the goal is we are going to do whatever it takes to win as many games as possible. We need to win in the playoffs. And if that means someone's minutes have to be sacrificed at different spots in different games, that's what it is. This is a team game.
Well, tomorrow it starts with the Warriors, and this is a team that Kings have beaten twice. They need to get another one to get the season series, but the Warriors and Draymond coming out saying, no, we are going to win the championship. It's a new-look team with Jimmy Butler. I think it's a great way to start, but a lot of pressure on that game tomorrow night at G1C.
Yeah, it's a little nerve-wracking.
You're nervous.
Because the Jimmy Butler trade, I think some people look at Jimmy, oh, man, he's so toxic. He always does this at the end of spots. Yeah, he does. But then he goes to the new team and he's super engaged and he's ready to go. And I think it has given them a jolt. Andrew Wiggins is a really talented player and was playing some good basketball. But Jimmy, when he is locked in, brings like a confidence and belief to a team that they were definitely lacking from a vocal standpoint, to bring in some new life, some new blood, someone that's going to challenge a little bit. So I think they're going to be a tough team down the stretch. I mean, I don't view them as a championship team at all, but for Sacramento, yeah, it's a good early test to take on a team that feels really good about themselves right now.
How's your game, Deuce? There was a time when we were on the show together. You said you could guard Jimmer, certainly Isaiah. Like, where are you now? Where are you in the
I don't think I said Isaiah. Did I say Isaiah?
I think you probably did.
I mean, I probably said Jimmer.
I know you did for a fact.
Jimmer for sure. It's it's solid right now. I've been playing a lot at the YMCA. I've been playing outside, inside. I'm ready to go. This is probably the best I've felt in a long time. So
meaning outside the court or outside the key, like inside outside game.
I'm sorry. I'm talking about I'm at Roosevelt Park playing on the blacktop. I'm inside the building, but inside out. In terms of my game, I'll let it fly every once in a while from three now. You have to evolve your game with time, but I also played on my strengths, Jason. That's just to be a menace defensively, attack the.
Have you thought about telling Doug about your defensive prowess?
Doug should be aware of my defensive prowess.
You've tried to guard him too.
Every once in a while. First of all, I could. Every once in a while, I'll give him like at practice. He'll walk by me. I'll give him a little shoulder to the chest. Keep him honest.
Yeah. Let him know you feel him, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Doug has been very impressed when I show him some of my basketball skills, and he said it on numerous occasions.
Yeah. So we got Chris's triple threat, Deuce's defense. I mean, guys, there's minutes to be had. You guys ready to go or what?
I could give you some good minutes.
I could give the guys a good teacher on triple threat position.
Triple threat position. Well, we'll work on it, Deuce.
Can you honestly imagine us playing NBA minutes? Imagine me trying to step in front of an NBA player. Oh my God.
Would you have taken that charge that Trey did a couple times against Zion?
No, absolutely not. Zion can have that dunk. We'll go ahead and give him that.
Oh
dunk.
yeah, he's a big boy.
He is. I would, on League Pass, you can watch the in-arena entertainment, and there's always some contest with fans. And last night I was watching the Lakers game. There's some in-arena contests. Two of the worst basketball players I think I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, these are the people that are online, on social media, slamming players. Like, this guy sucks. I'm like, you can't even dribble the basketball. It's just amazing.
That's our world, right? We're all critics.
Yeah.
We're all critics. Well, Deuce, it's always great catching up with you. I know you're always busy. I will see you tomorrow night. You with us on radio or are you TV's
Yes,
Deuce Mason?
I'm with you guys tomorrow.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Oh, we're bringing the gang back together because I will also be doing the game.
Oh, Chris is going to be on the board. What is happening tomorrow night? It's like a throwback game.
Crazy.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate your time, Deuce. Go get your reps in. You got to be in game shape for when Doug calls on you, and we appreciate you checking in with us.
All right, Jay. I'll talk to you later.
All right, thank you. That is Dave Deuce Mason, obviously from you'll see him on Kings games on TV, with us on the radio, with Deuce and Mo podcast. He's everywhere.